Love to Jam Live, taped right here in the Big Apple. Because if we taped in the Big Watermelon, some people might consider that a little racist. Now, I would like to give a big shout out to our studio audience. Hello, joining us today. Yeah. Now, I must say, I am still not used to being greeted by applause, because as a Puerto Rican, I'm more accustomed to people using their hands to clutch more tightly onto their belongings instead. So thank you for not doing that. Now, most likely, some of you couldn't tell I was Puerto Rican because, you know, I fooled you by speaking perfect English. But believe it or not all of my English is that good. I know for a fact I'm incorrect when I say things like the 45th president, or Melania is an American citizen. That's because here in America, you can just buy or sleep your way in, so as long as you're European or Canadian. It's how Celine Dion and Pamela Anderson snuck in. Now, as for our brown, foreign friends and asylum seekers currently making their way here by large caravan in the hopes that they may one day become a U.S. citizen, may God grant you the serenity and peace you'll need in order to deal with all that bullshit you're about to encounter upon entering the good old U.S. of A. Now, first, you're going to have to fill out lots of forms. Yeah, then pay filing fees, biometric fees, legal fees, application for naturalization fees. You're going to have to go through the standard frisk procedures, then the not-so-standard frisk procedures. You have to go through background checks, and then lots of more forms. And oh, are those Trump's tax returns mixed up in your paperwork? You could just go ahead and throw that in the garbage. Okay, thank you. Now, according to the United States Department of Homeland Security, the requirements for becoming naturalized citizens are simple. All you have to do is be able to read, write, speak English, have good moral character, and not be convicted of any serious crimes. And if you want to become president of the United States, it's a lot easier than that. In fact, by achieving U.S. citizenship, you make our current president look like a dumb, lying, unlawful, unpatriotic sack of shit. So to you guys trying to get in, please try and be more understanding of why he doesn't want you here, okay? Thanks. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry. I went on a little tangent. But this is exactly why I don't talk politics. It always sucks the air right out of the room, much like when White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders tries to whisper in your ear. So let's talk about show business instead, shall we? Yes, why not? I'm talking to myself. Now, of course, one of the golden rules of being a successful performer is to know your audience. And I can say, without a doubt, I have no idea who any of you people are. Except for that gentleman in the back over there. But I owe him some money, so let's just all pretend like he's not here, okay? Great. When people ask me what I do for a living, I tell them very simply, I am a funny, yet unemployable idiot. Being that I'm also a grown 38-year-old man, it's no secret that my mother desperately wishes I would get a real job already. Apparently, she wants her living room back. My mother is so hopeful I'll get a real job that when people ask her what I do for a living, she tells them I'm a dog whisperer, which I am not. So please don't ask me to read the minds of your deadbeat boyfriends, okay? Thank you. Now, I'm actually working on my writing career right now. In fact, by the end of this year, I plan to have written and completed my very first sentence. The only problem is that my publisher refuses to read anything I submit to her, at least not until her restraining order against me is lifted. I mean, really, who locks their doors anymore? I had to break her window. In my defense, it was a heavy manuscript, 1 word per page. Now, I would say my greatest accomplishment as a performer artist, and writer so far is that I have been able to maintain a minimum balance in my checking account. Yeah, a whole whopping $25. But let's keep that between us because I still owe that man back there a few bucks. Now, I have personally been a performer for over 20 years now, not including that week I was a male-only massage therapist. The only thing I performed that week was a masterful symphony of farts. I cleared the client waiting area right out. Those poor guys, the only happy ending they got was the happy ending to my burrito. I did get paid, though, to never come back. Now, I did also try my hands at modeling once, back in high school. Unfortunately, the school's janitor never got around to developing those photos. The police did, though. They said they were withholding them for evidence, which is a shame because I really thought they were pretty classy pics of me. I held them up and everything. No, but I always loved being on stage. I actually used to be a touring member of the New York Boys Choir. Yeah, mainly because I wasn't allowed to join the girls. Which was ridiculous because if you look at me, I was just as flat-chested as they were. My friend Kevin over there tried to join the girls' choir too. He gets it. But now what happened in the boys' choir, where all my peers were handsome, tall, young black men, I stood out for the obvious reason. I wore makeup. Nothing too crazy, just a little chapstick.
NBC, man.
Yeah, and a little bit of blackface too. So ridiculous, everyone kept confusing me for Justin Timberlake. Megyn Kelly even sent me flowers. I once got to perform with the legendary Stevie Wonder himself. Such an incredible musician. He really knows his way around a piano. Yet somehow, he has no idea how to match a pair of socks. I actually made the mistake of telling him that. And now whenever I see him out at an event, he acts like he's never smelled me before. Thank you. I was also so blessed with the opportunity to have once shared the stage with many of today's most popular divas, including Diana Ross, Roberta Flack, and Darlene Love. Now, you can't tell this by just looking at me, but I'm also an 83-and-a-half-year-old black woman. It's true, you couldn't tell any of us apart. Now, other than at the Apollo Theater, one of my favorite performances with the boys' choir was on the Rosie O'Donnell show. I remember that performance because we got to sing and dance with Coolio. For those of you who don't remember who that is, take note. Never adopt a stage name like Coolio if you want to have longevity in show business. Yes. MC Hammer works just fine. Now, even better than that, today we have very special guests, indie music artist and vocal rock band, Constellation. And they're in the building, everyone. Yay! And they are performing for us next. So stay tuned, everybody. This is Junkin' Jam Live. Thank you. Thank you. My special guests today are a vocal rock band whose music incorporates elements of rock, roll, soul, funk, hip-hop, the past, the present, and the future. They have recorded with Kanye West, please don't judge them, performed with Grammy-winning record producer and songwriter Rob Fusari, accompanied by Ian Jesse on the bass, Eric Johnson on the drums, Joshua Sarah with the djembe, Mark Gibbs strumming that guitar, and Denson Curran playing the keys. Help me welcome the quartet of luminous stars, Constellation.
language, baby. You're speaking my language, baby. You're speaking my language, baby. You're speaking my language, baby.
Constellation will be sitting down with me next, so stick around. This is Junket Jam Live. Thank you, thank you. Welcome back to Junket Jam Live. Wow, somebody slipped something in my audience's drinks earlier. You guys have just witnessed them rock the hell out of our studio, so much so that someone started banging from down below, which is crazy because we don't even have a basement here. Who was that? Please help me welcome back indie music, vocal rock band, Constellation! Yay! Hello! Hi! Oh, snap! They're everywhere. Hello, hello. Thank you, guys.
You have great taste in music.
Oh, you haven't heard me blast Celine Dion. So we have Constellation here. We are Chrysalis.
Hi.
Winterborn Star.
That's me.
We have Bella Love, Chameleon Star. Kevin AC Star. That is us. And Heaven, Darling Star. Oh my God, you guys. First of all, I don't know, like, we're all in black today.
Yeah.
Are we like still? No.
No.
No, we're not.
No, we not.
Oh. I was gonna say, are we in mourning of Wendy Williams' mouth? But that's okay.
Well, Black Lives Matter.
Black lives matter.
Yes.
Only when black clothes matter
That's
as
right.
well.
That's the only color.
So, if it ain't brown, you ain't down. So, I was gonna say something. If it ain't black, if it ain't black, whatever. You ain't shit. Okay, so you guys label yourselves as indie music artists, right?
We are, because we're doing it on our own. Like, we're doing it on our own terms and on our own time and on our own dime.
Oh, look at us and our own rhyme. So now, how would you? He dead. No, hence the blood. How would you then describe your music?
Futuristic.
Yeah.
Electric.
Electric, electrifying.
Yeah.
Emotional. Fusion.
Fire.
Love. Fire.
Yes.
Spacey.
Well, I mean, I can easily say, and not to sound like, oh yeah, so novelty, it's so chic and different and eccentric.
All of those things.
But it is.
Yes.
I can hear a lot of influences. Who are some of your influences that actually have made their way into your music?
We'll start with Kevin.
High Clark Sisters.
All right.
Okay, so we have gospel, obviously. Your vocals definitely.
Gospel and the
are a lot of
blues. He was
gospel.
raised on it.
Yeah.
They put a bucket of it and then they dunked him in it and then they pulled him out.
But there's also funk and rock.
That's
Yes.
right.
So there's Prince,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
right?
Melissa Etheridge.
James Brown.
Melissa Etheridge, James Brown,
Janet Jackson.
Janet,
Jackson.
Miss Jackson.
If you
If you
nasty.
nasty. So now you guys have been together for 14 years. Tell us how that came to be, how you guys first.
We were in a choir together, including you.
Don't tell my business.
Everybody. And when that disbanded, we all went separate ways, like the Voltron Lions. And then they had to find the Voltron Lions. One was in North Carolina. One was in Harlem. And two were on the Lower East Side.
Lower East Side, whoop whoop.
And then there was another line, but then that line got put out of commission.
Yeah. Decapitated. Were you still singing? Were you still performing while away?
No, while I was away, I I had my son. So I started my family
Yeah.
down south.
All right.
Yeah.
Was there a specific reason why you went down south to start a family?
My son's father joined the military,
Okay.
so I followed
Shout
him.
out to the
Base.
soldiers.
Yeah. Shout out to the
Shout out to the
soldiers.
military.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now you have Past and Future Lovers Volume 1
Coming.
as one of your projects, right? It's coming. You also have Constellation Forever.
That's right.
With your overall music, what is the message behind it? What is it that you want audiences to get from your music?
That you really have to hold on to yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow are what shape you. You can't rely on just one. You have to rely on all three, because all three are what create who you are in the future. So our music is definitely about what's happened to us in the past, what's happening to us in the present, and we foresee what's going to happen for us in the
Right.
future.
I'm definitely going to rewind what you just said so I can understand it a little bit better. But no, I get you. So obviously,
Did I give you a Tori Amos double
you
talk?
gave me
Love you, Tori.
a Tory spelling.
I was thinking of
Did you like
that.
that one? Now let's. Well, I love the music, by the way. But let's talk now. You guys, you've had some growing pains. You've been through several managers, and as you talked about, you've had a decapitated member.
Oh, I didn't say that, but okay.
Oh my God.
I said decommissioned, but
Now decapitated from the Voltron. Now, did you dismembered? So, were there any other challenges that you guys had to go through in the last 14 years that you've had to overcome?
The musicians
Oh, Jesus.
that don't show up.
Yeah.
The club owners and promoters that try not to pay you.
Yeah.
The chasing them down. to get your
Literally.
money.
Really?
It's been a lot. It's been
and the producers just
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We paid someone for services and then they just disappeared.
Oh, fuck.
well the one no
That happens every time
wait,
I
wait,
call
wait.
a prostitute.
Or the one that we paid that had all the music but was aspiring to be a star themselves. Didn't let nobody know that they were going to be a star themselves so that they could get support and packed up and left in the middle of the night like they was Max from Living Single, packed this little duffel
So you
bag.
pretty much, you shared your knowledge, you shared your music, and you inspired somebody to go on and branch out on their own.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Which is
yeah. We
great.
like to say we don't have haters. We just have people who love us so much that they can't.
They
take
can't
it.
stand to be around you
They
any
can't
longer.
take it.
So, but now,
I love you.
Now I know it's challenging enough being a mother, as it is. And now, Bella, you have a son
Yes, I do.
named Harlow,
Yes.
and Heaven, your son's name is
Andrew.
Andrew. Whoop whoop. How do you guys navigate being, touring singers in a rock band and also raising a family at home?
Oof, it's very hard, I guess.
I think, and Bella probably agrees with me when I say that it takes a support system.
Yeah.
Yes.
A
village.
It really does,
Does.
especially because I know Bella does it on her own, and I do it, and I'm doing it on my own. So if we have a support
So
system,
you're not just mothers, you're single parents.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I'm sorry, I
Unfortunately.
didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
How dare you disrespect a single mom in 2018? So, but now, do you guys feel supported by your family in your endeavors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, my immediate family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do they support you?
With me being able to go to rehearsal and telling me that you have it, you got it, keep working, keep after it.
Yes.
It's something that sometimes you can feel as a singer, as a performer, that you feel like it's not going this direction and nothing's happening, but I have my support of my family to keep encouraging me
Right.
to keep going after my dreams.
Yes. Have all the naysayers or the negative Nancys, have they all been flushed out of your lives by now?
No.
They're still there. They're still there.
Now, you guys are all beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
You are artists. I mean, we're all artists of a certain color,
Yes.
Right.
right? And, there's a lot of things on the headlines these days. Just living and being, anything can happen to you while being black.
Yes.
Right?
That's true.
Yes.
And you're just
Definitely.
living your lives, minding your business.
That's right.
Have you guys ever had any experience with maybe like blatant discrimination or?
Black.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you feel it. It's an
feel it.
impression.
Yeah.
You
Now,
know.
but you're not just black. You're black artist. Do you ever feel accepted by black audiences?
Well, here's the thing. It's not even about the audience. It's about what's perceived. Because now it's different for, brown people to sing all types of different things.
Music, yes.
Before it was like, oh, there's something about him, there's something about her. It's different. Now it's like, why you not doing R&B? Like that's what y'all gonna do? Like you're not gonna do hip hop? Like why would you just perceive that we would only do one type of genre of music?
because we are people of color.
So do you ever just say, well, then we are influenced by Jimi Hendrix, we are influenced by James
No one
Brown, we are
cares.
influenced...
They don't care.
No.
They don't care. They don't. And furthermore,
We are influenced by Michelle Nadege-Ocello.
and
Hello.
furthermore, they wouldn't even know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, they're
true.
not.
Of course, Michelle
It's
and Daniel
automatic.
Cello.
It's automatically
Yes.
thought of.
But if you say that, they look at you like, who?
How do you play a cello?
And that's
How do you
the
pick
thing.
one up?
It's
That's the
automatically
thing.
thought that a group come together, right? The first
Yes.
thing you think about, Michael Jackson, the Jackson Fives, the Temptations, the Supreme, because the kids are black, Hispanic, you come together, you automatically think that, and we have to get out of that one tone. You could come
Just
together
a
and
narrow
just
tunnel
a narrow,
point of view.
narrow
vision.
point of view. What if we
Yeah.
were an opera group? What if we came together and just
Like the
sung
Four
opera?
Tenors.
Yes,
Right.
it should just
Yeah.
be like you wouldn't.
But now, do you fault your audiences for not... Now, is this something that as an artist we have to take responsibility for? Maybe it's us not putting out that work as often as we should?
No,
We don't
because
see it
that's
as
what we
much,
do.
right? We don't... How many four tenors do we see that are black?
Well, that goes back to your
that's
discrimination and your
Yeah, that-
oppression.
yeah.
You know, I studied opera, and I was going to go into the opera world, but they basically told me you would never get to a certain height because it's, they keep it on lock.
Yeah.
So obviously, that would be something that totally I would have loved to have seen myself on that stage with that voice coming out. But it was basically just the women. So there you go.
Well, I personally am thankful for that rejection because you're sitting with us here right now.
Thank you. I'm a rocker, baby.
Leave it up to me to turn everything gay. Okay, so now, Constellation, thank you so very much for joining me. Hang out because we have some more Constellation on the way. We're going to take a quick break. Guys, this is Junkie Jam Live. Stay tuned. More Constellation on the way. Thank you. Welcome back to Junkie Jam Live, everyone. We are joined today with the very awesome band, rock band Constellation. Tis is you. Hello. Now, you guys have worked with some incredible people. You guys have worked with Kanye West. We won't talk about that. But you've also worked with Rob Fusari.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
It was a wonderful experience.
It was.
Well, tell us firstly, who is Rob Fusari?
He is producer for Lady Gaga and Destiny's Child and songwriter, producer.
How did you guys-
Extraordinary.
Artist herself.
Get associated.
Our manager, Gene Brolin.
Gene Brolin. What's up, Gino? Gene put us in contact with Rob because Rob was looking for background singers to go and do performances with him and do possible recording. So that's what we did.
So in the last 14 years, we've had challenges, but when these opportunities present themselves, does that give you a new boost? Like, yes, we are on the right
Definitely.
track.
Yes.
It's the constellation. It's in our constellation. It's in our orbit.
our
This is where
path.
we belong.
Yes.
Right.
Because you do belong.
Thank you.
Oh, we just get gayer and gayer. So now, as a group, as individual and as a group, you have goals, right? What are some of Constellation's collective goals?
We just want to be recording all the time. We just want to be performing all the time, writing, meeting new exciting people, collaborating,
Yes.
being on wonderful talk
Traveling.
shows.
Oh, well, good luck. So, but now, this is what you do. You guys collaborate, which says a lot about you as artists. How do you ensure that everyone's voices here and ideas are thrown and melded into the pot?
Well, we're more than just a band. We're friends.
Yeah.
We're more. Forget friends. We're family.
Those friends. And
we do.
when you know that that person is stronger in that situation, you just step back. It's just easy. And you have to vacate the ego. That's what it is.
We have
the
no
ego.
ego.
Has been the downfall of many an empire.
Sure. And one of Constellation's mottos, if I can say that, is that you believe that everyone in this world is a star.
Right.
Yes.
Does that include Tara Reid?
That doesn't include Sharknado, baby.
Did you even watch any?
I didn't, but I know about it.
So I'm assuming that has to do, that's part of your messaging.
There's so much, separation, so much of people pushing people out of things and trying to keep people out of things. And it just definitely should be about us all acknowledging that we are all stars.
Yes.
We are. Yeah. And it's not that thing where I know people are saying that this new generation is soft because they just give awards to everybody and you're like, oh, no, everybody's not a star. But we're all made from stars. We are. It's scientific fact. So
We are physically
made of stars. Ourselves.
Well. For the most part, when you think of soul, we think of Maxwell, Ledisi, we have Jill Scott, who are all, as you pointed out, they're lumped into a specific market. And when you think of radio play, they're played in specific markets. Yet you have blue-eyed soul artists like Adele, Sam Smith, and they're not just R&B, they're also pop, and they're played in all sorts of radio stations. What are your opinions about that?
Vocally, everybody that you mentioned is equal in part and different in their own rights. The thing about the blue-eyed soul is that it's easier to market because of the blue eyes, so to speak. Like when Adele accepted her award that year, and she said, I really don't deserve this. Beyonce deserves this. It spoke so much volumes because other artists would have just said, thank you. And I appreciate this award and I worked so hard. But Adele felt, I'm not only a fan of art and music, period, but I know for her to say that, it wasn't her being, what do you call it? It wasn't her being a martyr. She was like, nah. Beyonce, this black woman said, like, she turned this year, and y'all gonna give it to me, and I'm singing about
as the album of the year.
Yeah, the album of the year. She's like, no, I was listening to her music.
And y'all were listening to her music too. So what's the problem?
What's the problem? What's the issue? You take a Jill Scott and you put her with a Sam Smith, right? What is the difference? Can you tell me what the difference is?
Other than skin color?
Tell me what the difference is.
Oh, I know. Accent. In this past year, we were big on the Me Too movement, right? We have two very voluptuous
big mamas
here. Have you guys, especially working in this in the entertainment industry, have you guys ever felt disrespected in any type of way?
Not me personally.
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. you know, you become what's the word I'm looking for? Like they underestimate you.
I guess when you say underestimate people, or let's say certain men,
Yeah.
don't view you as a strong woman,
As a musician.
as a talented musician
Yes.
who's capable of holding her own.
That's correct.
So how did you handle a situation like that?
By doing what I do.
That's right.
Keep it moving.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, we are all thankful that that didn't end up being too crazy of a situation,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So now, but you specifically, Heaven, I hear, we all hear, you do have some stalker situations going on.
Yeah, she's the one.
Yeah.
She's the
They
nicest
love
one out of
Heaven.
all of us. That's why.
Yeah.
Yes, I've
They
had
love
some.
Heaven.
You have some followers who
I've
follow
had
you.
some followers. Yes.
Yeah.
Flashlight in the daytime.
Now, do you handle that? I mean, obviously, do you say, okay, I'm flattered by that, but how do you also stave off any creepiness?
That's a good question.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a great question.
911.
I mean, I'm thankful that it hasn't gone that serious, but
They have to get through 3 doors first. So
Oh, 1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3. And we spot it all.
Yeah.
You know, we can shut it down real quick.
Kevin, you recently had a loss in your family. You lost your sister, Joanne. So our condolences to you. Does that have an impact on your music, or
Of
we
course.
don't? Yeah.
Of course. I promised myself that I'll be more vigilant in telling the people that I love them, and showing them, just doing everything, because you just never know when your time is up, like when you're going to leave.
Yeah. And Chrysalis and Bella, I know you both take care of your mother,
It is.
which is a full-time job.
It is.
Big
Big chick in the house.
big chick.
Yeah.
Hi, big chick.
Big chick in the house. So obviously that's the same thing, right? You have to balance that with your music career,
Yes.
which you're doing so seamlessly. Do you guys have any plan for a tour?
We're ready. You
Yeah.
know, it's just the big hindrance is the finances.
Yeah.
You know, there's being independent. You can't ask for it to come.
Yeah.
You
You have to make it come.
You have to make it come. So, I mean, it takes a little longer,
Message.
Got it. Received.
but it's worth it in the end because you have complete control over what you want to say and what you want to do.
Right.
Which not everyone has that opportunity.
No.
So congratulations.
And that's where we're most comfortable.
Yeah. We can find your music to listen to on SoundCloud.com
That's
Yes.
right.
/Constellation Star.
Correct.
We can find you on YouTube, Constellation Star.
That's right.
Yes.
And for anyone who wants any info, I guess, where should we look for you at?
Our Instagram is Constellation Forever.
Constellation Forever?
Our Twitter is Constellation BK.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Our Tumblr is Constellation 45.
Yes.
And I think that would be it.
That's it. All right, guys. Well, this is Constellation. You guys are not going anywhere because they're going to be joining me for a surprise game, everyone.
We're staying right here.
Hey, now, this is Junket Jam Live. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Please give it up once again for indie music artist, vocal rock band, Constellation.
Daylight brings lost lovers pain, and I've been crying since forever. Sunset hides and twilight shades. Why aren't we together? I'm a broken-hearted baby. I'm falling. Can you hear my heart calling? If you could see what I have seen, our destiny is to save the world. If you just believe that you and me were meant to be to save the world. If you could see what I have seen, our destiny is to save the world. Save the world. There's such a stillness in the air, and the city's full of broken dreams. This life will not endure the end of you and me. I pray that you'll embrace the divinity. Please don't fight inevitability, 'cause love does not exist without the bond of you and me. If you just believe that you and me were meant to be to save the world. If you could see what I have seen, our destiny is to save the world. If you just believe that you and me were meant to be to save the world. If you could see what I have seen, our destiny is to save the world. Just believe that you and me were meant to be to save the world. If you could see what I have seen, our destiny is to save the world. If you just believe that you and me were meant to be to save the world. Save the world. What I have seen, our destiny is to save the
More Junkin' Jam Live up next. Welcome back to Junkin' Jam Live, everyone. We are here with the very amazing, very special guest, rock band, quartet, Constellation. Yes. I don't know about you, but I love a good diva. I specifically love a good aging diva. Right? Blacker the berry, sweeter the juice.
That's right.
So now the way this is going to work, I'm going to give you clues about a specific diva of a certain age.
Okay.
And then you guys can just guess who that is.
Okay.
Yeah? I call this game, of course, musical walkers. Look at that. Okay. So, first question. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Don't be gay about this. So this diva from Detroit topped the charts in 1980, well before her arthritis, with an empowering anthem that helped millions declare they are finally ready to come out.
Diana Ross.
Yes, that's right. It is Diana Ross.
Bam.
The boss. You guys ready for your next clue?
Please.
Yes.
This black magic woman not only enjoys wearing leather and lace, but recommends that you stand back as she tries to get through with her cane.
Stevie
Shaka
Nicks.
Khan.
No,
Stevie Nicks.
it's Stevie Nicks. I knew you would get it.
That's right. Because you know I love Stevie. I love you, Stevie. I love you, Stevie.
But she's not dead yet.
I love you, Stevie.
Okay, next clue, guys.
Okay.
Though she has retired from working 9 to 5, she has since found a post-menopausal hobby, owning and operating a hillbilly amusement park.
Dolly Parton.
It's Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Looking not too far.
I recently just rewatched that movie, and I
love
don't
it.
think people give her as
You
much
know
credit
they're-
as an actress.
You know they're doing a remake
Wow. Well,
with all of them.
she's fantastic.
They're all doing it. Jane Fonda.
Oh, this is
I
what
would
about
watch
other
that
actresses.
totally.
They're all coming back for it.
Thank
She's
God.
a
Wait, they're gonna
fantastic
do the movie
actress.
She
over?
is.
No, they're doing a sequel.
Yeah, the
God.
sequel.
Oh, okay.
I'm
That
looking
sounds
forward
like-
to that.
The reprise.
Okay.
They're doing the prequel. This moonstruck performer may consider herself half-breed, but a more appropriate stage name for her liver spots would be half-dressed.
Sure.
Yes. Gotta love that shit. Now this is
Fabulous.
Yes.
Yeah, good picture of her.
Amazing.
painted.
That's how you're supposed to be.
Now this is Cher in 2018's follow-up Mamma Mia
Mamma Mia.
as
Wow.
Madonna. This is her as Madonna.
She would shoot you for that.
Oh, right?
She said, I just don't like her.
I just don't.
She's so mean.
Did Cher really say that?
I
about
swear to
Madonna?
you, she said
She's
that.
such a cunt.
It was
Yeah.
an interview. She was like, she's just so mean. I
just
don't know
don't
why
like her.
I don't like her. She was at my house one time. That's what she said.
Consider me an even more of a Cher fan.
Yeah, she was like, I don't like her.
Okay, next clue.
Okay.
The only private dancing this 79-year-old is doing
God.
anymore
What?
is on the way to the bathroom
What?
for the 6th time this evening.
Oh my God, Tina. We never ever do nothing nice.
Ever.
And you use it nice. We're gonna take the beginning of the song and we're gonna do it nice.
He does great Tina Turner
I
impression.
love you, Tina. I cried when they told me you wasn't feeling well. I cried.
She still looks great, though.
Also,
She's
the first
doing
song
well
I ever
now.
sung in church ever.
What song was that?
What's love got to do with it?
What's love?
That must have been a hot-ass mess.
It was. I was 2 years old. Shout out to Pastor Pierce. I was like, let that baby sing whatever he wants to sing. He should have never said that.
And then he went to your mother. You know he gay, right? Watch out for that one.
Now, what's love got to do with that?
You're on public access. Calm down. When she was just a young girl, all she wanted to do was have fun. But now at 65, she suffers from a host of old lady problems, including psoriasis,
That's right.
which is not fun at all.
She does that commercial.
That is Cyndi Lauper.
It is Cyndi Lauper.
Time after time.
She's really doing it. She wrote Kinky Boots.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
And she's writing another one, too. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it is, but she's doing
She's still
another one.
rocking and rolling.
That's right.
Cyndi Lauper. Hi, I'm Cyndi Lauper. Come see me perform.
She's from Queens.
She's from Queens. Moving on. You ready for your next clue?
Yes.
Go.
I tell you when to go. At 76, this funny girl now sings into the mirror to her long-forgotten pre-plastic surgical face and remembers the way it was.
Barbara's right.
Do you
Yes,
hear me?
Barbara.
Do you hear me?
She looks great.
Wait, she sung that song, right?
She
Echo.
looks
Yeah.
something.
She's gorgeous.
I'm over here this way because I'm distracted by all your sparkles, but I'm really not. It's,
Sparkles.
yeah, it's really her tits. It's her tits that are drawing me over.
Hey, me too.
And that is right. I apologize.
Now I can answer that question. I have felt. Now I can answer it now.
been assaulted.
Yes.
Live
By you.
by me.
Yes.
I am so sorry. Please don't Matt Lauer me, please. I need this gig.
Hey, don't press that button and mute your desk.
I live at home with my mother. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm about to move in with Matt Lauer now. Okay. Last clue, guys. You ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Her youth may not have lasted through the fire, but her granny gowns sure aren't keeping her from being every woman of a certain age.
Shaka Khan.
Shaka! There she is. The walls.
I'll mess up all the words.
Just to be with you, I'd rather risk it all. Right down to the wall, something like that. Even through the fire. All right, guys. You have successfully completed a Junket Jam live game.
Happy birthday, boy.
Oh, let's hear it.
Yay!
Thank you. But now, what if I don't like it? Can I not like it on air? Oh, wow. Thank you.
Style.
More Junket Jam Live and another performance from the great Constellation coming up next. Thank you very much. Here to close out our show, the electric, the remarkable, the outstanding Constellation.
Baby, the way that I love you, and Y'all wasn't ready. Y'all wasn't ready. Say it. Are you ready now? Woo! Say it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. A-L-P-H-A-O-M-E-G-A.
A big thank you to my crew. I could not do this without them. I also want to give a big thank you to Constellation for sharing their talents and awesome music with us and their band. A big thanks to our studio audience for providing us all a reason to do what we do. Now I would like to leave you all with a quote from the late and great Bob Marley. One good thing about music, when it hits you, you feel no pain. That's it. This is Junket Jam Live. Thank you.